Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever time of day it may be for you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Layback Gamer, and here we are with the, well, I think it was, I'm not quite sure how this game managed to win, but essentially I looked on the page, on the YouTube studio, looked at the three different options, and this one had the most views, had the most likes, and had the most comments. So even though one of those comments was from an account that I honestly think may have been a bot because it's no longer an account anymore, this still did technically win with likes and views. So we are with our winner here today, Starsector. Now, of course, if you're watching this, you may also be wondering, hey, why is there Minecraft as well? Because Minecraft is also uploading. That's because, well, if you want to know that, simply go check out the update video that I've made in regards to this. Although, in theory, this shouldn't be a bit of this being the game that ended up coming out on top shouldn't be a surprise then. But in case it is, yeah. So we're going to start it with a brand new game, and we are playing this with modded. So I think I have Nexilium or something along those lines installed, as well as Arsenal expansion. I had wanted another mod, however, it wanted me to install it through RAR or Zip RAR, and I said, no, that's not happening. Because when I tried to do it through Vortex was like, yeah, bro, I'm not really sure I can do much for you here. So I had to do it manually. Fortunately, I did have some experience with doing stuff manually, and it's just as simple as extracting it into your folder, which is great, because I didn't want it to be a huge process. Oh, oops. Sorry, I actually want to pick my character. And let's see here. We're going with this little guy here. And I have no idea what we're going to call ourselves. Why don't we just, you know what? Oh, I could just fit it in. How much more can I fit? Oh. Do we want to go Iron Mode? In Iron Mode, you can't click or save. Nope. I don't plan on going that. We're going to have a mixed and normal amount of small star systems. I wish we could go a bit bigger, but yeah. And essentially, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with the end goal of this series is. I know it's to get to the point where I have a really vast empire, I guess, lots of ships, as well as we've explored the somewhat of a storyline that this game has. So let's go ahead. Oh, look, here we go. Nexilium. There we go. It's a 4K extension of the game. Factions will wage war, create alliances, and okay, that is good. Let's enter. Your actions will gain or lose influence with the sector. The higher the influence you have, the greater access to their support and technology you have. Now, the base game does have a little bit of this. I imagine this mod tacks on a lot. By the way, in case this wasn't obvious, I'm doing this completely blind, like modded blind. I have played StarSector, so I am aware of the controls. I am not that great at it, but we're going to try. That's why I didn't enable Iron Man mode. If need to, I will not hesitate to reload. If, say, I'm about to lose my entire fleet in a battle, I will reload. At the start of the game, you pick a faction to join. You are a representative of your chosen faction, and your actions in the sector will reflect on them. I really don't want to do that. I'd prefer to be to join. You can move to another faction aid if you earn their trust. You also could choose to go alone and set up your own. Yep, that's the one we're going with. I don't want to be a puppet. I actually plan on conquering faction. That is one of the goals that I have. So I suppose, yeah, maybe I can mention that. So one of our goals for Starsector is to set up our own empire, explore the. We're not going to explore every single planet of this map that we're going to be given, but we're going to explore quite a bit. Go out and build a successful colony that will stretch across multiple star systems, as well as build up a massive fleet that can take on just about anything. We'll have the ability to customize ships that are different planets, so if we say pick a system that has like a ton of planets on it, we can go to each of them and go, okay, this one's going to house, say, my pirate ships. This one's going to house my low-tech ships, my high-tech ships, etc., etc. And we are going to attempt to wipe out an entire faction. Well, we're probably not going to be able to completely kill them off. The game does have preventative measures from you doing that, unlike Rimworld, where you can wipe out an entire faction by simply destroying all of their bases. But we're going to get as close to that as possible. And have fun. I will. So let's start playing. Configure the sector. Enable random core worlds. Set which worlds to use handcrafted core world vanilla from mods or randomly generated systems. I think we'll just enable random core worlds. System generation. Faction settings. Enable disable factions. Enable random faction relationships at the start. I think yes. We'll go with that. Actually, no, we'll disable it. Disable spawn waits. Enable faction respawning. Okay, this is where we can enable that. I'm not going to, since I think it'd be cool to permanently kill off a faction and really demonstrate that, hey, we're a force to be reckoned with. I don't plan on killing every faction off, but I will probably go after one or two different ones. It's not going to include the pirates, because pirates will just pop up everywhere, but we'll see when we get into the game. Enable random faction spawning waits. No, you know what? This is all good. Sector generation. Oh, we were already here. Other options. Enable prism port. Trade station in hyperspace. Includes a special vendor that sells all kinds of high-end ships for a price. Yes, I will enable that. And enable random ship starting. No. Enable Vanilla's easy mode. Okay. Starfare mode. Other factions are more aggressive towards you. 50% lower colony growth. 25%. Start D mods none. Or starting D mods none. Never mind. Enable random start location. Not sure. Why not? Let's do that. Proceed. Factions hedge to try. Okay. Free start hard. What's this here? Which faction would you like to join? We're not joining any. We're our own faction. A solo frigate. Combat small. Combat large. Trade ship small. Centurion heavy class frigate. Hammerhead Vigilance Kite. Eagle, Sunder, Brawler, Mule, Cerberus, and Mercury. Now, part of me wants to go as a trade, but I do want to transit. Like, we're going to start the game off with as a salvage operation, essentially. That's what my plan is, and we're going to salvage our way until we can get some good ships, as well as do a couple of missions. I don't know the plan on doing a lot of bounty hunting, which is why I want to be nice and neutral with all of the different factions out there. Let's give myself a harder start. Starting experience and assets. Ensign, Lieutenant. I want to start at level 1. We'll give myself 40,000 credits. We'll go with 45. That's alright. So this is our ship here, our Centurion class. And we have 36 crew, 25 supply, 6 heavy machinery, and 20 fuel. This might not be enough to get a good salvage going. So custom. And that's all we're going to get, just 45,000 credits. I might be screwing myself, so we'll find out. We're done with this. We're going to start the game, and the first things I want to do Hmm. Well, I do, because we're not starting in the tutorial zone, which is a very cheesy place, by the way, where you can cheese in vanilla. You could cheese a lot out of it. Essentially, I might show it off at some point, but the long story short of it is you can use transverse jump, get out of that system, and essentially start trading goods at ridiculous prices to the planet there, thus making you a ton of money, and you can easily get an accelerated start. Best part is, you don't really have to do anything after that point. All you have to do is just ensure that right before you end up, right before you fail the tutorial mission, because you can fail it if you take too long, you essentially complete the missions that revolve around that planet, and then you leave. So yeah, that would be great for this. We still might go for it though. We still might try to go for this because the maximum burn would be really good. And though this would be really nice too. Recovery operations and safety procedures. Oh, and field repairs as well. These two would be, actually, all of this here would be really nice. But this would be really good for getting around. I kinda think it would be more beneficial to be... What do we get with salvaging? So 15% resources and rare items discovered from abandoned ships and other derelicts, so fleet. Enable remote sentry, do a preliminary scan. So that's what we get with level 1. I like the terrain movement and fuel consumption. So what I think I'll do is I'll go drive 1 point into each of them and then get salvaging. And then we'll get the we'll pump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the next 5 points in so I can get navigation. Or I think we'll do this. We'll get... Oh, whoops, that's the wrong one there. We'll get this. We'll get level 2. And since I don't plan on going to battle, the 10% of the end won't be, the 50% would be really good. But I would like to get this as quick as possible. So, once we hit level 7, that's when we'll have navigation, which means we can transverse jump. And then we'll get we'll put the next 3 points, so to level 10, we'll put it into get 1 here and 2 here. Then afterwards, we'll probably want to grab a point in each of these. And probably get put more points, 2 points into this after we get a point into each of these guys. Then slowly, because I am going to max this out, as I would really like. I am going to be forming a lot of colonies, so it would make sense that I could personally govern up to 4 colonies. Alright, afterwards we'll come up to here, get a couple things up here. We're going to mainly be focusing on leadership. I'm not going to be grabbing anything combat for myself, just because I eventually plan on piloting a like a carrier of some sort, or better yet, I'm mainly going to just have the AI figure everything out, so leadership would be the best. Then I can operate from a command panel. So let's go ahead and generate the sector. Use WASD. Oh no, we're not using WASD. Alright, so we are the faction. We're bringing this one back. We are the United... With the United Earth Directorate. That should be Directorate, but I can't. I can only do Director. We are the United Earth of Directors. I order you to. I'm going to direct you, and make sure that this is art. Yeah. We're going to use the. We are. Are we using an? No, we can't really use an there. An United Earth. It's just going to be a United Earth. So, UED, there we go. And the flags that I want to choose. Oh, we have a bit of an expansion on this one. Well, honestly, I'm probably just going to use a more vanilla one. Shame that. Oh, we could use this. We are the Crusaders from them. We could always change this later. Oh! Hello? Okay, this was something I didn't expect. This is definitely something I wasn't expecting. That's a station of ours. This is not what I thought I was going to happen. Huh. This is really not what I thought was going to happen. Look at we just get a free world. Okay. Okay. You know, I'll take it. Let's see here. So I have 36. I need to dump 6 of these guys. In order to keep at the level there. I can't take any Marines on. I can take 5 quantity of fuel. I don't have any heavy machinery. We'll confirm with that. I can't believe I start with my own world. Well, this isn't what I wanted at all. I wanted to go find my own planet. I guess we could use this as a nice base point. Also, kind of fitting. Can I rename this? No, this is not this. This is the planet of Praxis. Because, of course, ironically, the first planet that the UED actually conquer in StarCraft, we happen to start off on a tundra world. How ironic. Alrighty, let's open direct comm. This is the base commander. Alright, Chief, what we can do? Transfer this market to another faction. Grant autonomy. No, I'm not going to do anything of that. I can talk to some of these guys here. Let's talk to my secretary. Nope, can't do anything with you. Freelance administrator? No, I'm not doing anything. Oh, what's the special functions? Oh, look, I have so much stuff. What's the special functions I can do here? Prisoner activities, faction directory, request a fleet, take temporal control of autonomous colonies. No. Manage the colony. What do I have on this surface? Oh my. Look at all this. What? Well, look at this. Holy crap. What? Look at all this. Okay then. This is interesting. Right. Okay. Why do I only have 74% access? Hostiles with other factions, high gravity, or hostilities with other factions. Okay. Let's take a second to look at this sector. We're neutral with them. I have a couple of those are either disabled or pirate ships. So I'm not really sure what I could do at this point. Well, I suppose we should get started by taking a shuttle down, nod to the concerned man, and walk over to the table. Let's see, there are 30 units of organics that need to be delivered urgently. 10. I can only hold 19. I'm gonna have to decline that, unfortunately. Unless I happen to have another ship. Just like, no, I don't. All these that's friendly. Fast pickets, those are neutral. Neutral. I gotta spend a little bit of time trying to actually figure everything out. So factions. We should be neutral with everyone. Well, actually, we're hostile towards the Lundic Path, hostile towards the pirates, but we're neutral towards everything else. Add a little bit favorable to the Lundic Church. Right. So, if I remember correctly, we go to sector. Yeah, so here's our place. Looks like the Sendero Direct have a system here. I might have to do something about that. Yeah, because the Senderian Direct is where who I planned on killing. But now they're kind of spread out. A little more spread out than what I originally was hoping for. It's a little unfortunate. The Parison League, they're pretty much spread out. So, for whatever reason, I think this might change as the game goes on. But currently, all of our major colonies or powers are all centered around here. I'm probably going to expand up this way and take control of this while exploring more up here. We might like touch briefly with little corners over this way, nebula down there, maybe come over here, but for the most part, I think since we have a colony base, we're going to likely expand up here. I'm not going to kick the Independents out or the Sindrians out, but I do want to this is probably going to be my first major military campaign against the 9th Battle Group. However, in order to get to that point, that is a long ways away before we can get to it. I need a massive fleet before I can do that. And I mean massive. Yeah, they got orbital stations across all of this. This would be a great area to take out, though. They have a Terran world here. They have 2 battle stations. There's a barren world there, but the water... Both of these would be perfect systems to take over. Barren worlds, I probably would take over these guys too in time. So, just return back to here. This system has 2 stars in it. There's an irradiated world, a barren world, independent, it's makeshift, toxic world, frozen world. Let's go ahead and show planetary info. Because sometimes some of these places might have some ruins on it that I can go and explore. You have widespread ruin on you, so we can go to you and possibly get some loot from it. This is an Independence, so they got a pretty decent world. Braxis is of course ours, so we ain't getting rid of that. Toxic World, it's got nothing on it. These guys have this. Now, if I want to, I could probably cause Valak to go unstable in time. And yeah, so the barren world of Parataris, which I think is this one right here. What's this here? So let's trade goods. Now we don't have the option to talk to the military. We have to be favorable with the Independents. But there are 2 options, 2 places that we can trade from. We can either trade in the open market, and if we do that, we have to pay tariff on the goods, or we can go to the black market and not have to pay tariff. However, it will raise suspicion level, and if they catch us, they won't like it. So goods bought on the black market are normally illegal by the faction, or they just don't feel like selling it in some cases. So for the instance, the recreational drugs, the harvested organs, not on here because they consider it illegal. There's a couple other things that they also consider illegal as well. So go down to the independent. Oh no, actually that is the only two. So they don't like these. If you're in possession of these, they're not happy with that. Pirates, they don't have any. So you could trade with them and do whatever you want. Independents, apparently no known allies, and the known enemies of these guys. It's the same thing with, I think, almost every other faction, with the exception of the Lundic factions. So AI cores, which we'll get into a bit later, are illegal comedies of the Tritachyon, and these guys are mainly a megacorp faction. So they like trade. They'll deal with just about anything. So, yeah. The Sindarian, they don't like heavy armaments, recreational drugs, harvest organs, or AI cores. So, to them, we could sell it on if we want to, we could buy a bunch of these and then go sell it to them on the black market and get a little bit of a profit, since they're not likely going to have these, and they might also have a demand for them. Same with the recreational drugs and the harvested organs if we happen to find a system that has a deficient in them. The Parison League, same thing as the Sindarian, except they're okay with heavy armaments. The Lundic Path, they do not like luxury goods. I have no idea why. Plus, they're also hostile with everyone else. Strangely enough, they ain't hostile with the pirates. However, I think they're just fanatics, essentially. You can read the descriptions of them down here. The Lundic Church also feels the same way, except they're, I guess, the more favorable of these guys. So these guys are like, you know what, everything's okay, and these ones will want to try to force their faction upon you. And then the Hegemony also don't like heavy armaments. And I'm going to assume that they just don't like it because it means weapons. So these guys here, these two, are all about trying to keep the peace, even though they'll go to war with a lot of people. And everybody else just has the same illegal stuff. Strangely enough, I thought the Independents also had a thing against AI cores, because everyone else does, except for the pirates, but they're pirates. Oh, no, I still wanted to trade. And we need another fleet. We need someone to join the fleet. Now there's a lot of ships we can buy, but a lot of these, as you see in these bars up here, have deficiencies with them that we would have to get repaired. I don't want that. Not to mention, they also have a little bit of extra tariff attached to them. The less we can get out of these bars up here, the better. You can also come down to this question mark here, and we can see what kind of design type they are. So this is a low tech. This is the lowest of the low, and I don't really like that. Where if I would maybe can we find one that has a little bit different? Midline. So midlines, I think it's kind of like a middle tier, not so great, but at the same time, it's all right. This Apogee class is a high tier, very damaged though, which is unfortunate. If you're playing vanilla and you do one of the you can get an advanced start that gives you an Apogee cruiser. And if we come over to the black market, you can see we have a modified super freighter, and this is a pirate design. A lot of the modified if it says it's modified, there's a high chance that it's a pirate ship. So as we see here, we have a combat freighter. It's low tech. It's tough enough to crack. However, it is it's a decent ship because it has no deficiencies on it, unlike everybody. Well, there's actually some down here that are also like that. It's a decent ship, and when it comes to deficiencies, it's still low tech, so it kind of sucks, but we're not in a position to buy a lot of high tech ships. So the higher the tech ships, the more likely it's going to cost. I think at some point, I don't know exactly, I haven't explored this far into the game, but I think at some point we can get our planets to produce ships as well as weapons for ships, different fighters, and maybe even some blueprints as well, if we happen to learn them. Let's see here. There's a bunch of different types of ships. I'll go over them in due time. Now, I don't mind getting a ship with just one deficiency on it. I can live with one deficiency. However, right now the thing that I need quite a bit is going to be crew or not crew, but cargo capacity and fuel capacity in order to start scanning for resources, trying to be a salvage ship, and all that sort of stuff. So we want one that's going to be decent for that, and preferably give me a bit of a increase. So yeah, that's not a good one. Anything that has civilian grade hull is not really that great. We don't really want to take those on because it on its own has comes with a lot of drawbacks unless you find a research that allows you to bypass that. So let's see here. This one has shielded cargo holds, and what that allows us to do is, whenever we get stopped by a fleet coming to scan us because they think we have some contraband. I think some of it is protected by the shielded cargo holds. However, it does have a faulty power. I could live with that. It has a cargo capacity of 100, a maximum crew of 50. It requires 20 as a skeleton crew. We currently don't have that. And has a fuel capacity of 40, which is, I think, where it's losing out on with that faulty power grid. Oh, no, wait, the faulty power grid is altering the flux capacity. So flux is essentially heat in this game. If when you use your shields or when you use weapons, your flux will go up. If it reaches the maximum and gets pushed any further, your ship will temporarily shut down and essentially just be a floating duck in space. I've had that happen a couple of times. I think this is a modded ship here. I'm not sure though. This kite shuttle, the hull is not that great. Oh no, wait, this was the one I was looking at. Is there any, what does this guy here? So this guy also has shielded cargo hull, but it has one less deficiency than this does, and it's made of pirate, so it's been modified, poorly maintained by pirate crew. So I think pirate, it might have like a bit of give and take when it comes to effectiveness, or not effectiveness, but when it comes to the design of the ship. So I'm not sure which is worse. I'm gonna have to look that up on a wiki. Yeah, let me quickly look that up on a wiki, because I'm not 100% sure which is worse. I don't want to give you guys false information, but I think pirate, it's either slightly better or slightly worse than low tech. So let's look this up. Let's see here, ship design type. Alright, so there are 3 main types of it, as well as 5 different classes, and then I guess each of them have can have a subclass, I think. Let's see here. Oh, the text just, it depends on what it can, on the different weapons that it can use. Does it actually make a difference when it comes to combat? I can't tell. Okay, so if we were to go with the low-tech ship, it mainly has it's probably best if I show, but okay, we can go ahead and refit. So currently our ship here has a few different things. So there are 3 different types of weapons. There is the ballistic, I believe, since all of them are saying that. Oh yeah, so there's ballistic, there's missile, and there's energy. The higher the ship class, the more the higher the range of different weapons it can have. So low-tech ships are going to have a lot of ballistic types. Mid-tech will probably contain some missile, although some certain ship designs will also come with missile type weapons, and then the higher tech ships will tend to have energy weapons, and they will also range in various different sizes. So if we were to come to here, actually, it's probably better if we go ahead and show it off when we buy one. But we're going to quickly buy. I think I'm going to probably buy a pirate ship. And welcome back. You have made it to the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed, hit that subscribe button if you really enjoyed, maybe share this video to anybody who you think will enjoy my content, and also don't forget to check out some of my other stuff. I'm not only doing this game, but I also have done a ton of other games. Well, a ton, I'm not sure how many games I've done at this point, but anyways, here's a small bit of collection of games that I've done. And if you look on screen, it should take you to either another video or a playlist. Maybe you'll enjoy that. Perhaps you might not. I don't know. We will find out. Hope you all enjoyed, and until next one, take it easy.